today's video, we're going to review the Rogue Fitness S2 Squat Stand 2.0.
All right, so let's talk about what you get with this squat stand, right? So let's just get it out of the way. How much does this thing cost? It's $425, so just keep that in mind. But with that said, you get 11 gauge steel with these 2x3 upright tubes. You get the Westside style 1-inch hole spacing and 2-inch hole spacing. And this footprint is 48 inches by 48 inches. It's 92 inches high. And you have the option of getting the skinny bar, the single skinny bar, or the fat skinny bar combo. I just have the skinny bar and it works just fine for me. This squat stand is 146 pounds and it can hold 1,000 plus pounds, which is pretty impressive for something that doesn't look incredibly big. But once you put it together, you get and you feel the steel and everything. You can see why it's so good. Another cool thing about this thing is that it's compatible with the Rogue Fitness Infinity accessories. Now, I think it's just important to just take some time and think about this, right? So you have the squat stand, you have a pull-up bar, that's great. You can do push, you can do press, you can do shoulder press, also known as the press. You can do benching, but you don't have safety spotter arms. And you could do squats, but you don't have safety spotter arms again. So that's where the catch 22 comes into play with the squat stand. If you're very comfortable using a squat stand and you're okay dumping the weight in your garage and you're not going to destroy anything, I think that's a great option. That's fine. You got to make the call on that if it's viable for you. So the onus is on you, but totally could work. I've seen plenty of really experienced people not have any safety spotter arms when they're squatting. They just dump it off their back, which is totally fine. But let's say you do want to start adding these accessories, right? So the safety spotter arms that I have, they were $135. So $425 plus $135 right off the bat. Now, let's say you want to mount this thing to the ground too, right? So, and I don't personally do that, and I'll explain why in a minute. So you would have to buy the Rogue S-Base floor mounting feet, which is about $35 for a pair. And then you also have to buy the concrete anchors for $2 each. So you need 2 anchors for each bracket. And that's 4 total. So that's another $8. Seems kind of silly to me, but whatever. That's just how they roll. Let's say you also wanted some vertical plate storage in the back, which is what I have, just to weigh it down. Some people might actually use it for plate storage. I don't for that reason, but that alone is going to cost another $67. And let's say you wanted to also add some short plate storage. So there's a couple different options there. You can go a long pair, the long storage pair, the SP2358, and that's $48. You could also go with the Infinity short storage post pair, and that's $43 for a pair. So I mean, realistically for me, I was only able to put let's see, I've got 2 storage posts up there. I might be able to get away with 3, but I believe it's only 2. I haven't messed around with that in a long time. And really, you can only put 5-pound plates up there, 10-pound plates, maybe 25s, but you're not going to be putting all your weight on this thing. It's a squat stand, and you should just treat it like a squat stand, right? So just some things to consider. But let's say you don't have, let me back up. So let's say you also want to get something for dips with this thing, which is pretty cool. You can get the Rogue Matador for Infinity and attach this to your squat stand, and that's $86. So we started off at $425, $135 for the safety spotter arms. The mounting feet were about $42 for everything you need with the concrete anchors. If you went with the vertical storage pin, that's another $67. The short plate storage was about $43, I believe. The Matador is $86. And yeah, so you can see it just adds up pretty quickly for a squat stand. And like I was saying though, let's say you didn't want to store your plates on the vertical plate storage posts. You didn't want to put them on the wall, like I did a video on Titan Fitness's vertical plate storage rack. And let's say you didn't want to put it on a mobile weight storage rack that you can just move around the gym, which is very convenient. I had that in the past with Ethos, but so what you would actually do is go with the Rogue Fitness half rack HR2 conversion kit for S series. This is pretty cool in my opinion. So it's $235, and basically what it's going to do is go 16 inches back from the squat stand, right? And you've got two uprights on each side. They're not connected in the middle, but they are pretty secure looking when they're bolted in there. I don't personally have it, but I almost bought it off of Facebook Marketplace last year. But you know, it's $235, and you're able to put 1, 2, 3, 4 long infinity storage posts, it looks like, on the Rogue Fitness's website in the picture for this thing. So you know, you can get some 45s on there, 35s, maybe some 25s, probably 5 and 10s for sure. But it's just another option. It makes your squat stand turn into a half rack, which is pretty cool. I mean, I think that's an awesome option that they do for you. I'm not sure if you can put like the Matador on the backside of those things because I don't have it. But it might be possible. And if somebody knows, you can just leave that in the comments. But you know, for another $235, it makes sense to me only in this specific set of this specific context, like what I did in my situation. So I was fortunate enough to find the squat stand used. So I got that for $225, which was a freaking steal. I got the Matador used for less than half off, and I was able to find the storage posts. I have just the short ones, I don't have the long ones, and those were marked down considerably too. So if you're able to find all this stuff used, then yeah, I think it makes sense to go with the HR2 conversion kit if you wanted that. But again, like let's say you don't want that, then you know, like I said, check out my Titan Fitness vertical plate storage video review. And I actually don't even use that anymore. I use the Titan Fitness storage posts that you can bolt to your wall, and they kind of have a little angle to them, but I have all my big bumper plates stored, so it's pretty convenient, and you know, it's worked great for me. But if you didn't want to do that, then the HR2 half rack conversion should be able to help you out with your storage needs a little bit. Let's say you don't want to go with the HR2 half rack conversion kit. Honestly, if you're buying all this stuff retail, it would just make more sense to me just to get a standard Rogue proper rack, right? A full rack, no conversion kits, no, you know, yada, yada, yada. You got to add a bunch of stuff. Just get a rack. At that point, I would make the judgment call. If you can find it used, that's even better. But, you know, like an entry level Rogue rack probably starts around $1,000. I haven't looked at them in a little while, but yeah, you might as well just go full rack at that point. Okay, so let's wrap up this review. Should you buy the squat stand? Well, again, that depends on your needs. If you need the full rack and you're going to buy all those accessories, I would just go with the full rack. The tricky thing with Rogue is they offer so many accessories that are actually of value, but everybody's different, so it depends on how much you're going to use those accessories. If you're literally just going to press, squat, bench, you know, just the compound lifts, the big 3 and press, then yeah, you could get away with the squat stand and those safety spotter arms. I just know from experience with the garage gym community that there's a temptation to try these other things out, but then you might not end up using them at all, and then you realize that you're only using the equipment for the major compound lifts. So that's all there is to it. You know, you make the call. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, leave a comment, and make sure you turn on notifications. Until next time, guys, take it easy.